So today I wanted to talk about some things that I'm seeing from a couple of different sources online regarding the fact that it's possible that Gargantos in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, or at least I should say the creature being advertised as Gargantos, could actually be at the core Shumagorath. So I'm going to talk about exactly what I mean, and go into why exactly this might be. So if you enjoyed this video today, feel free to like and subscribe for future Marvel content. So what exactly I mean by Gargantos being Shumagorath at his core is I mean that supposedly what's going around right now is that there might be some rights issues regarding the usage of Shumagorath, because supposedly the actual name of Shumagorath can be possibly tied to Conan, I believe, the Barbarian, which something about being owned by Universal and stuff like that. Basically, it's possible that the name of Shumagorath and being tied to movies and such could possibly be trademarked so that Marvel Studios themselves cannot use it. So if that is the case, the main point that's being getting at here is that they can't use Shumagorath in full essence, but they can potentially just take the name Gargantos and slap it on Shumagorath, if that makes sense. Because if you look in the Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness trailer, I mean, that monster looks very, very, very much like Shumagorath, like almost a one-for-one in my opinion from the comics. Obviously a much smaller version of Shumagorath, because Shumagorath is a multiversal being, but there have been plenty of different comic appearances where Shumagorath appears on Earth in a much smaller form than what he normally is. So it looks like potentially that they could just be using the name Gargantos as, you know, Shumagorath itself. Like, it's still Shumagorath in essence and principle, but they're just calling him Gargantos. So that's one of the things that could be happening, especially because for those of you who don't know what Gargantos is just a random, basically one-off sea monster from the Namor comics. So it's like, that's why everybody is kind of confused about the whole Gargantos situation, because on one hand it's like, yeah, we understand that like the Lego toy set leaks for Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness is potentially leaking that it's Gargantos and everything like that, but if we're in the comics, and I know Marvel Studios itself in the MCU doesn't take one for one in the comics, which is fine, but Gargantos is literally I'll just put it like this, Gargantos is like such an incredible deep cut that it just kind of be like, why would he even be the main focal point at any point in the Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness movie? So it would be very, very strange for them to do that. But I would say that's the first potential thing, is that it is Shumagorath just with the name of Gargantos. The second potential thing, which I like, is that potentially Shumagorath has a bunch of kind of tentacle offspring, and one of them is potentially Gargantos that they're fighting in the street. And I like this theory too, because it would kind of build off of what we've already been seeing. There's been like a more and more tentacle monster theme going on in Phase 4. We saw it with Shang-Chi, and then we saw it in What If as well. So it would just make a lot of sense to me if it was more of like Shumagorath is like the king of all those types of monsters, and he has just a bunch of different types of offspring with different names and stuff. I wouldn't mind that whatsoever. I would also say the third potential solution is that it is Shumagorath all along, and that the Lego sets could either just be a red herring or it could just be flat out wrong, because Lego sets have leaked, or I shouldn't even say leaked, Lego sets have come out before a movie has come out before, and they're not always accurate in what they're depicting. It's just meant to also kind of be hand in hand with promoting the movie. It's happened with different Avengers movies and stuff too. So what always happens in Lego sets doesn't necessarily always happen in the movie that it's supposed to be attached to. So I personally find it very plausible that it's possible that the Gargantos thing could just be a red herring, because that would just be very strange. Because I know Shumagorath has been leaked for a while, so it could be Marvel Studios just trying to throw people off the trail. But I digress. That's probably all I have to talk about today regarding Shumagorath. So comment down below if you would like it to be Shumagorath, or if you even know who Gargantos was, because not a lot of people do. Like I said, he's such a deep cut, like one-off random character. It's kind of stupid if that would be the main focal point of Multiverse of Madness. But I appreciate you for watching the video.